Good day, Tagum City, especially to our viewers in our official Facebook page of La Filipina National High School and listeners in 98.3 Gold FM, ang radyo astig ng Tagum City. Kuya Wano, welcome to another exciting episode of Salida TeleRadyo, School on Air. I am Ma'am Rhea Noblasa, your teacher host. Today, we will learn about Eclipse, and to help us understand more about it, I'll give the floor to our very active teacher broadcaster, Ma'am Connie Zizel B. Lumapas.
Tagumpay greetings to all Tagumeños. To our listeners and viewers, good day. I am glad to be with you today for another science terrific on which you can learn science concept and fun and easy way. I'm your teacher broadcaster, Teacher Connie Zizel B. Lumapas. For today's session, we were going to discuss Eclipse, Quarter 4, Module 4 of Science 7 of your self-learning module. Are you all ready? Before that, I would like you to get your paper, pen, and self-learning module. All right, students, let's also gather some additional materials to supplement our discussion. Please prepare one big ball and one small ball or any circle nga naa sa inyong balay, flashlight or another light source, 2 pieces of barbecue stick or any stick na makita ninyo sa inyong balay, any white paper, cardboard larger than the big ball, and styrofoam block or block of wood as a base. I give you 5 seconds to gather all the materials. Okay, are you all set? I hope you do. Let's try the DYK or Did You Know question. All you must do is to write your answer in the sheet of paper. You can use bullet form or word in writing your answer. Let's start. Did you know what is eclipse? Did you know how eclipse happen? Or, did you know some superstitious belief about eclipse? Alright students, I know you have already write some idea on your paper. Just leave your answer for a moment because we will answer your what, why, and how question as we go along with our discussion. To begin, the most recent event occurred on May 26, 2021. Please watch and listen closely to the video clip that I will play for all the viewers. And for all the listeners, please listen closely to the video clip that I will play.
In the month of May 2021, a super blood moon will emerge in the sky. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see both a supermoon and a total lunar eclipse. The total lunar eclipse on May 26, 2021 will be the first in more than 2 years. It signifies that a supermoon is larger than a typical full moon. It is about 6% larger and 15 times brighter than a regular full moon. A blood moon happens during a total lunar eclipse, when the Earth is directly between the Moon and the Sun. According to National Aeronautics Space Administration, or NASA, the sunlight is filtered by the Earth's atmosphere, which scatters blue light while allowing red light to get through.
Have you ever wondered or imagined how something like this happen? Are there shadows in space? Do you think that shadow and eclipse are related anyway? Before answering the question, we need to know our lesson objectives. For today's discussion, the objectives are: first, identify the portion of the eclipse shadow cast by the Earth and Moon. Second, describe the alignment of the Earth, Moon, and Sun concerning solar and lunar eclipse. And third, evaluate some beliefs about eclipses. And the most essential learning competency is Explain how solar and lunar eclipses occurred using models. Let's start. What is shadows? Shadows are made by blocking light. Light rays travel from the source in straight line. If object get in the way, it stops the light rays from traveling through it. Shadows plays important role in eclipse. Experience ba ka nga bata pa ka nga walay kuryente sa inyong balay? Ug magdula-dula mo sa inyong mga shadows? Gamit ang inyong mga kamot ug ang kandila or flashlight? Kabalo ko naka-experience mo ana. How's your experience? Have you noticed something? Have you observed that when the light source is blocked by an object, a shadow of the object is cast, and the shadow will darken the object on what it falls? Or the distance of the object from the object which is false, the light source effect of the size of the shadow. When an object is closer to the light source, its shadow will appear big. But when it farther from the light source, its shadows is smaller. And third, the occurrence of shadow is an ordinary phenomenon that you experience every day. Shadows can be seen anywhere. Sometimes, shadows appear bigger than original object, and other times is smaller. So, naka-experience ba ta pag duol kayo ang light source is dako kayo ato ang shadows? Or paglayo ang light source is mugamay ato ang shadows? Na-observe ba na ninyo, students? I know you do. To go deepen how shadows and eclipse are related, let's first tickle your mind in a bit. Okay? We will do the true or false activity. Kindly prepare your paper and pen. Are you ready? I know you are. Hear the instruction. I will give you 5 seconds to answer the true or false to the following statements. If it is true, draw a happy face. And if it is false, draw a sad face emoticon. Note: be honest and observe time consciousness in answering. Let's start. Question number 1. A lunar eclipse takes place when the Earth, the Sun, and the Moon align with the Earth in the middle. The alignment is called the CG. Happy or sad face? Your time starts now. The answer is happy. Number 2. Solar eclipse happen when the Earth and the Sun and the Moon align. When the Moon is between the Earth and the Sun. Happy or sad face? Your time starts now. The answer is happy. Number 3. During eclipse, the sun being swallowed by bakunawa, a large animal. Happy or sad face? Your time starts now. The answer is sad. Number 4. The distance of the object from the source doesn't affect the size of its shadow. Happy or sad face? Your time starts now. The answer is sad face. Number 5. Eclipse is the partial or complete blocking from the view of one object by another. Happy or sad face? Your time starts now. The answer is happy. Great! I know you answered all the items correctly. To those who not got all correctly, don't you worry because this is only a free test. Let's discuss what is eclipse. Eclipse is the partial or complete blocking from view of one object by another. An eclipse is an astronomical event that occurs with astronomical object or spacecraft is temporarily obscured by passing into the shadow of another body or by having another body pass between it and the viewer. There are two types of eclipse, solar and lunar eclipse. The shadow plays important in the rule of eclipses. Before we discuss the solar and lunar eclipse, we will talk first the distinct parts of the shadow. Okay, students? Now please get your flashlight, styrofoam ball, or any circle object at your home. Ganiha nakabalo mo how distance affect the size of the shadow. Karon atong ila-ilahon ang duha ka parts sa shadows. Light from the sun and other wide source of cast shadow will two distinct parts. To show how, pakikuha inyuhang flashlight na serve as your light source, then pasiga og ibutang ang styrofoam ball or any circle nga naa sa inyong balay. Ibutang ang bola dili kalayuan sa flashlight. Sa atong viewers, sundan ninyo ang naka-flash na picture sa inyong screen. And of course, siguraduha nga ngit-ngit ang lugar kung asa pagabuhaton ang activity. Okay, what have you observed? Have you observed the lighter shading? The lighter shading is called penumbra. How about the darkest shading? The darkest shading is called the umbra. The two distinct parts of the shadow is penumbra, refers to the lighter shading that hangs on the outskirt of the umbra, while the umbra refers to the darkest part of the shadow. Is there a shadow in space? Yes, students. Let's tackle about solar eclipse. Solar eclipse happen when the Earth, Sun, and the Moon align. When the Moon is between the Earth and the Sun. As we all know, Earth rotates to its own axis and revolve around the Sun, while the Moon revolve around the Earth. So solar eclipse happen when the Moon blocks the Sun that create a shadow. Or you can use SME acronym para dali ra ninyo ma-remember. S stand for the Sun, and M is for the Moon, and E is for the Earth. Pag sinabi nating solar, relating it to the Sun. Solar eclipse happen during new moon. Today, we're going to make a model of solar eclipse. What to be used? I know you gather all the materials. One big ball or kung naamoy globo sa inyong balay, pwede kayo na to gamiton. And one small ball or any bola nga gamay nga naamakita ninyo sa inyong balay, flashlight, or any light source na pwede na to gamiton. 2 pieces of barbecue stick or any paper or cardboard larger than the big ball, and styrofoam black to block the wood as a base. What to do? Note, all throughout the activity, stay at the back or any side of the flashlight, much as possible. None of your family member should stay at the back of the big ball, unless specified. First the small ball in the middle with the barbecue stick. Then push the stick into the styrofoam block to make it stand. Viewers see picture flash on screen. The small ball represents the Moon. Do the same to the big ball. The big ball represents the Earth. Second, place the small ball at the center and the Earth from the Moon and one footstep away from each others. Viewers, see pictures on screen. Make sure that the Sun, Moon, and Earth are along a straight line. Turn on the flashlight and observe. The flashlight represents the Sun. Third, Place the white paper 1 footstep away from the Earth. Viewers, see pictures on screen. The white paper must be facing the Earth. Observe what is formed on the white paper. What have you observed on the activity? Yes, you're right. As you move the moon along a circular path, the shadow forms different shapes. So shadows are formed when an object blocks light. You have just simulated the formation of shadow of astronomical object in space. The formation and darkening is exactly the same as the formation of shadows. Commonly see around you. When shadows are formed on astronomical object, the darkening effect is observed. The phenomenon is called eclipse, specifically the solar eclipse. There are 3 types of solar eclipse. First is the partial solar eclipse. Happen when the Earth passes the moon penumbra. It forms crescent shape. Second, annular solar eclipse. The moons cover the center of the sun, forming a ring around the moon. Third, total solar eclipse. Happen when the umbra, when the sun is totally covered by the moon. Take note, students. This is important. We must not look directly at the solar eclipse occurrence, for it will damage your eyes because of the sun's solar radiation. We can only look at it during a brief total phase of the solar eclipse, when the moon entirely blocks the sun. Objects that must be used to observe solar eclipse are the solar viewing glasses, solar filters, or shade number 14 or the Wilder glass. You should never look directly at the sun while wearing sunglasses, no matter how tinted your lenses may be. So are you excited to know what is lunar eclipse? I know you are. Lunar eclipse takes place when the Earth, the Sun, and the Moon align, when the Earth in the middle. The alignment is called the ZG. Lunar eclipse, lunar comes from the Latin word luna, meaning moon. Lunar eclipse happens during full moon. Now, let's explore together what is lunar eclipse. What are the lunar eclipse? To understand more, let's do simple model for lunar eclipse. I know that you already gathered the materials. Katong ganina na ako ang giingon. 1 big ball or any globe na nasa inyong balay or circle. 1 small ball and flashlight and stick. And white paper or any styrofoam block or blocks of woods. We already made solar eclipse. So, in the lunar eclipse, you must do is to transfer the moon at the back of the Earth. So, ganina, nagbuhat naman taog solar eclipse na model. Karon atong buhaton is, ibalhin nato ang moon sa likod sa Earth. Okay, in lunar eclipse, the Earth is in the middle. You may create the acronym SEM. S for the Sun, and E is for the Earth, and M is for the Moon. When the flashlight is on, what have you observed? Focus your attention on the shadow of the Earth. The shadow is wider than of the Moon. It also has umbra and penumbra. The appearance of the Moon is dependent on its location and the Earth's shadows. There are 3 types of lunar eclipse. First, total lunar eclipse. The moon is passing through umbra. It also called a blood red moon. So, have you here on the play sa ako ang video ganina nga naa sila ginatawag na supermoon? So, supermoon occurs when the moon orbit closest to the Earth at the same time the moon is full. So, mas close kaayo ang moon sa Earth. Kaya, supermoon. Kaya malaki siya tingnan. Okay, second. Second is the partial lunar eclipse. Happen when only a part of Earth's shadows cover the moon. Occurs with the Earth moons between the Sun and the Moon but the three celestial bodies do not form straight line in space. When that happens, small part of the moon's surface is covered by the dark, central part of the Earth's shadows called the umbra. The third is penumbra. Penumbral lunar eclipse. The passes through Earth penumbra. In earlier grades, you learned that it takes about 1 month for the moon to complete its trip around the Earth. If that is the case, then we should be observing monthly eclipses. In reality, eclipses do not occur every month. There are only about 3 solar eclipses and 3 lunar eclipses in a year. What could be the reason for this? The answer lies in the orbit of the moon. The orbit of the Earth and the moon do their orbit have some orientations. As you can learn, the moon orbit is slightly inclined. The orbit is tilted by the 5 degrees from the plane of the orbit of the Earth. As the moon moves around the Earth, it is sometimes higher or lower than the Earth. This situation, the shadows of the moon does not hit the surface of the Earth. Thus, no eclipses will occur. Eclipses only happen when the moon aligns with the sun and the Earth. Okay. Alright, it's just another amazing topics for today. Before we ended our discussion, let's discuss the belief and practices about eclipses. Have you familiar with Bakunawa story? In science explanation are supported with evidence, beliefs related to eclipses such as the sun being swallowed by Bakunawa. Kay kani siya gikaon daw ang sun sa isa ka Bakunawa. So usahay ginaingon nila nga dako kay siya nga snake, serpent o more siya og dragon. Or the increase of harmful microorganisms during eclipse are passed on by adults to young children. But until now, no proof has been offered to show that they are true. So, hantod karon, wala pa jud na mapanantud-an kung tinuod ba ni sila. However, there are beliefs that have scientific basis. For example, it is bad to look directly in the sun during the solar eclipse. Doing so will damage your eyes. This is true. Tinuod jud. Dili jud ta pwede mo tan-aw directly to the sun, labon na kung solar eclipse. Kay makadaot jud siya sa mata. Even if only the presence of the sun, even though gamay na lang kaayo ang makita sa sun, left uncovered by the moon, it will be too bright for you to observe. In fact, it is 10,000 times brighter than the full moon, and it will certainly harm your retina. So if you ever observe solar eclipse, be ready with the solar filters or Wilder goggles to protect your eyes. Excellent students! Now you can tell how eclipse happens. Let's do some tests on how you understand the lesson. Are you ready, students? Alright, let's do the fill it up activity. Instruction. Complete the phrases below when are related to the eclipse. Choose your answer inside the box provided. Note, be honest and observe time consciousness in answering. I will give you 5 seconds to answer. Number 1. Solar eclipse, the alignment must be blank. Blank has the center and blank. Choices are sun, penumbra, earth, umbra, moon, new moon. Again, number 1. In solar eclipse, the alignment must be blank, blank as the center, and blank. The choices are sun, penumbra, earth, umbra, moon, new moon. Your times start now. The answer is sun, moon, earth. Number 2. In lunar eclipse, the alignment must be blank, blank as the center, and blank. The choices are Sun, Penumbra, Earth, Umbra, Moon, New Moon. Again. Number 2. In lunar eclipse, the alignment must be blank, blank as the center, and blank. The choices are Sun, Penumbra, Earth, Umbra, Moon, New Moon. Your time starts now. The answer is Sun, Earth, Moon. Number 3. The outer part of the shadow is called blank. The choices are Sun, Penumbra, Earth, Umbra, Moon, New Moon. Again, the outer part of shadow is called blank. The choices are Sun, Penumbra, Earth, Umbra, Moon, New Moon. Your time starts now. The answer is Penumbra. Number 4. The inner part of the shadow is called blank. The choices are Sun, Penumbra, Earth, Umbra, Moon, New Moon. Again. Number 4. The inner part of the shadow is called blank. The choices are Sun, Penumbra, Earth, Umbra, Moon, New Moon. Your time starts now. The answer is Umbra. Number 5. A solar eclipse only happens during blank moon. The choices are Sun, Penumbra, Earth, Umbra, Moon, New Moon. Number 5. A solar eclipse only happens during a blank moon. The choices are Sun, Penumbra, Earth, Umbra, Moon, and New Moon. Your time starts now. The answer is New Moon. Excellent, students! Job well done. For your assignment, please answer this at your home. You are a journalist for a science segment of a newspaper. Your executive producer have informed you that the Philippine Astronomical Society requested that you will write an article about solar eclipses in the Philippines. The rubrics: content is 50 points, grammar is 25 points, and creativity of idea is 25 points. Okay, you may pass it all to your science teacher in grade 7. That's all for this day. Thank you so much, viewers and listeners. Once again, I'm your teacher broadcaster, Ma'am Connie Cecil B. Lumapas, leaving you a quote: don't let anything or anyone block your shine.
Wow! That was comprehensive and engaging discussion, Teacher Connie. Thank you so much, viewers and listeners, for tuning in. I hope you have learned something today. Once again, I am your teacher host, Teacher Rayalyn Noblasa, saying have a nice day. Bye-bye!